We didn't have the tools. We did not have the tools that we needed.
17 years since Jan Robinson lost her daughter, Mary Cameron, to a 14-year battle with eating disorders, that search for the right tools still drives her and the work they do at the MCR Foundation.
When Cammie was going through all the stuff she was going through in high school, if I knew then what I knew now, she would have been in treatment then.
Emily Collier, a licensed clinician and one of only 2 staff at MCR, divides her time between providing educational materials and giving talks to Chattanooga's doctors, dentists, and guidance counselors, all at no cost, and offering support and advocacy to clients and their families walking a very frightening road.
Very overwhelming, and you feel helpless and like you don't know which way to turn or what to do.
And my job is to help assess the situation and hear, what's going on, what stage are we in, how can I get you connected with the appropriate people in the community.
Christy Call is one of those therapists.
Being able to talk with someone, understand where they need to go, what kind of support they need, and then connect them to where they need to go. That to me is an incredible part of the process.
Within my 25 years of this field, eating disorders have always been prevalent, but in the last 2 years, it's exploded.
Dietitian Pam Kelly has proven a critical part of the MCR success as food coach, educator, reassurer, and cheerleader, and not just for her clients, but often for their families who want to help, but don't always understand why the person they love struggles with food.
Eating disorders never stand alone. Eating disorders are a very complex mental health issue. I don't think there's one eating disorder I've ever worked with that was actually because of just wanting to control their body. There's always underlying issues, and it's because of that MCR can help direct and help a person find the help that they need for all the co-occurring issues that might be happening.
Whether these co-occurring issues can be treated in an outpatient setting or require residential care, Focus Treatment Centers, another of MCR's resources, can handle a full range of patient needs.
And so we're helping find any of those professionals that are going to work with eating disorders, and that's where MCR comes in, because they're really helping with the awareness and helping us spread that education to professionals in the community.
Ashley Fairbanks struggled for 7 years. Now she helps others as a treatment coordinator at Focus.
I've always had a little bit of funny feelings around food, but it got really bad for about 7 years. And I think I went through the whole gamut of every type and every behavior that you could go through. I've now been in recovery for 6 years, and had I had the education, I would have probably been in recovery for at least 10 years, or maybe I would have never even been in the trenches to begin with.
It's these beginnings where MCR is now turning its focus to the children as early as elementary school, teaching them about taking care of themselves and loving who they are on the inside before images define their worth.
So we have a program that we take into the schools, and we have a book called How to Be Comfortable in Your Own Feathers that was written by Julia Cook, who is a very famous author in the mental health world. She partnered with us to write this book specifically for MCR.
They came in and led a lesson on just understanding positive body image, having self-esteem, recognizing that the differences that we have are to be celebrated. They came in, provided materials for our students. Our students got to participate in hands-on activities. The wonderful book that they read to our students, Being Comfortable in Their Own Feathers, is something that I still have students talking to me about. It's a book that I reference, but it was tremendous to be able to have just a community resource that I could lean on, and that actually stepped up and said, we want to help you with this.
Wanting to help and having all that they need to help can be two different things, which is why MCR is asking you.
And we could not do that without the support of our community, without the support of people like you. Your money helps us to provide all of these resources free of cost, all of the school programming, all of the books, all of the pamphlets.
And the need is greater than ever. Like all other parts of our lives, COVID left its mark here too. Kids as young as 3rd grade, boys, including athletes, and of course, teenage girls.
And I have received more phone calls in the last 6 months than I have in the last probably 5 years. And it's just been kind of mind-blowing.
The work can be challenging, but defeat is not a word they recognize. Instead, help, awareness, prevention, recovery, community, effective, and of course, love. After all, that's where it all started.
As a friend of mine says, she's doing her best work now.